Trapmore Gang, it's been a few days now since the murder of 051 Wu, the brother of 051 Melly, one of the most notorious shooters in the Chicago drill history, really. One of the alleged, most ruthless killers of the 051 Young Money set. There's been a lot of rumors since Wu's murder that maybe him or his 051 set might have actually had something to do with the murder of THF Bayzoo, another notorious shooter turned rapper from THF, the Trigger Happy family. They got THF 46, 44, 49. The Trigger Happy family roll deep, okay? And they were very close to Lil Durk and his OTF crew, close to King Von and O Block. THF, people say they provided some muscle for Lil Durk. It's very, very sad and very confusing. Now, we were very wrapped up in a lot of rumors that were going around a few months ago that maybe the murder of THF Bayzoo might have had something to do with these watches that were stolen from the rapper Lil Zay Osama. He's from a set called 6300. They're tapped in with a whole bunch of other different sets, DMG, BTBG, and they'd been going back and forth with THF, formerly friendly crews. They'd been going back and forth over a set of stolen watches. Now, we'd been desperately trying to find out exactly who was responsible, but now rumors have been circulating that 051 Wu might have had something to do with the murder of THF Bayzoo, but not just that. There's now rumors going around. Rumors, I'll keep it real, rumors that I had heard before, but now we've actually seemingly seeing these rumors actually being substantiated. The 051 Wu might have been involved in a shooting that actually targeted, famous Chicago drill rapper 600 Breezy. Now, I'm not saying it, but it's all going around on these subreddits, and there's a whole bunch of back and forths going on where people are basically saying that Wu might not have been as so far removed from the streets as we once thought. There was a lot of things going around saying that he had changed his life. He was, he was becoming a tradesman. He had left the streets behind. He was maybe 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the streets. But now it seems to be suggested that maybe he was actually also getting very busy in the streets while he was also getting busy with his trade. So this post has been going absolutely, well, it's not been going crazy, but it's got a lot of people in their feelings over on Chiricology. 051 Driller, obviously a very legendary 051 member and rapper, and he's known for, a lot of very disrespectful music going at the ops. But this picture was going around, and a lot of people believe that the two figures in this image is 051 Visky and 051 Wu, who just lost his life, and people believe, at least on Chiricology, this has been disputed, it's not fact, it's not totally true, but a lot of people are speculating that actually these were the two people that were responsible for the murder of THF Bayzoo. So this image is going around. Obviously, this one has got the faces covered. Now you got the faces not covered, but it says, "Big bro, I swear this stuff don't even feel real at all. I think this one hurt the most because you knew better. Like, I just can't believe you, brother. Like, what the F? You know what it is, love, for the killer forever thugging about you." Now, when it says love, you know what it is, love dough killer, he's saying he a killer. He's saying love dough killer, he's throwing up the Y's, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, he's saying it a killer. There was rumors going around that, Driller dropped a video that had Zoo's killers in the video. It says Driller posted the first picture and in less than a week after Wu died. Okay, and they're saying this is Visky from 051. It's not fact, it's not confirmed, but it's saying, say Blick something, I'm stepping about. I'm on dude them ass till I check out. It's interesting, it's interesting. It's very sort of very ominous. He's tagged the location as a graveyard. This is like ominous death imagery that is being posted around, doing the gun fingers and that. He says, that dude is kind of built like the dude on camera. And obviously it was captured on camera what happened to Bayzoo. People saying, what do you think, Reddit detectives? And yeah, that was him with the chop. Now, that doesn't mean anything. It says, crazy people really thought that Wu really whacked Bayzoo. People saying, well, he could have, but he also could have done nothing. We don't know. People saying, it's possible. It's kind of like see murder, kill, and duck because of Sheroid. And they're saying he killed Brick too. Hey, you can go and watch my old videos about that if you want to know what's going on with that. Saying the guy on camera was bigger than this guy. People are calling it out. They're saying it's cap. They're saying if you check the IG, he chasing it and he got a pick in that grey Nike Tech. He definitely one of the dudes that blues the Zoo ass down, but I don't know about Wu though. And it says he do look big as hell like one of the shooters. People saying you guys police for sure. It's like, I do find it interesting. People want to kind of have it both ways. It's like, oh, it's cap, but then also you're the police. So it's like, Is it cap or is it police work? Is it accurate police work or is it just a bunch of speculation and cap? It's crazy because MS didn't peep that 051 Woo was wearing multiple layers of clothes to look big when dude's actually really small, and people saying that was a wintertime drill. People saying none of these guys look like the dude on the camera, at least the dude who looked like he was at least 6'5", 6'6". People say, I'm not going to lie, the V dude is big and bulky. Whoever in the grey Nike tech is maybe the height is getting thrown off. I don't know about Woo being in the black tech, but that man looks short as hell, somebody under 5'8". People saying TB, V-Ski, that dude named Stanley, on Ramon, y'all source anybody up. And so he's there basically saying his name's Stanley, so they sourced him up. He can't have possibly hurt anyone, but they're saying, Moo, what's name's Marcus? So what are you saying? People saying, I thought a dude named Sam killed him. Well, now they're saying maybe not. Maybe it was 051 members. People saying this would be the craziest plot twist ever. Now, in addition to that going around, okay, there's this going around, and I do want to be careful what I show you in this, okay? But this is going around. There was an altercation a while ago where 600 Breezy was doing a hood vlog in the 051 territory, okay? And basically, you know, allegedly 051 members pulled up and pressed the issue. Now, people are saying this is now the full video going around. This has got 218 comments, okay? And I remember hearing a rumor about this a while ago. I didn't really know if there was much truth to it. I did touch on it in a previous video where we were talking about Breezy, and he obviously ended up getting incarcerated a little while after this happened, as far as I know. But what's interesting is now they're saying the full video came out, and it sounds like Woo was a big part of it. So now if we watch this again, now that we know what went down and now that we know Woo passed on, it might hit a little bit different. So let's just see what's going on in this video.
Them spots out there, like them niggas get money over there.
Yeah.
Like them niggas got dope minds, they do different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
He's saying what's going on right here.
What's your name? Me, bro. What's up?
He's saying we're doing a vlog. He's saying, yeah, with who? He's saying with me. It's not. Maybe you're in a spot where you shouldn't be. Maybe they don't want you to vlog on that corner, okay? And apparently this is right on the corner of 051's territory.
What's up? What's going on? This is my shit. That's what I'm saying.
Woo saying that's my shit. This my shit. This our spot. You on our spot. You on our turf. Out here vlogging. And 600 Breezy is a very infamous member from the other side. All right, I'm not sure if 600 Breezy really was. I mean, 600 and 051 was at war with each other. So the fact that these two are even in the same space and it's not popping off is crazy. But then, from what I'm hearing, the rest of this clip is about to pop off.
What that for, man? No,
Remember when I explained it to you? He from right here. He young money.
bro, I'm black, bro. You black.
I ain't talking about that. I ain't no issue. I'm asking a question. I ain't come up aggressive. I asked a question. What's going on? I asked a question. That's it.
So for all this talk, right, that Woo was, you know, out the streets and, you know, he was reformed, he turned his life around, he wasn't gangbanging no more like that. Well, this wasn't too long ago. So in the one breath, he getting his trade, but in the other breath, he's catching people on his turf and he pressing the issue.
Oh, yeah. That's all I'm saying.
But I ain't gonna lie. I heard niggas was popping up with you about.
I ain't seen you. You was in there last time I seen you.
But you said something about me though.
I did. I put a picture up. You did.
So you, I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying that. Let's stop there right now. I'm from everywhere.
But the niggas,
Man, it's all good, bro. We don't want no more shit. We just want to be now. Let us know when the motherfucker coming
I always say that. I always say that.
I had to come out.
Because you did. I'm not putting a picture of me. That was going in that already, right?
and you know the.
Hey, listen. Did I disrespect you? Did I disrespect you? Did I disrespect you?
So bullets did get to fly in. People did run and take cover. Obviously, I can't show you what went down. But yeah, people saying, gang, that's crazy. 2 questions. Who shot from 051? And second, y'all be blowing into crowds with your homies in it to potentially hit her up. People saying, right, you could easily hit your homie. It's crazy. They're saying, damn, so Woo's homie started shooting. A bullet flew past the cameraman. You can even hear what sounds like a whistle. It's crazy. It says, I'm surprised they didn't even hit someone on their side because everyone is bunched up together. What the F? That was stupid as hell. At least let your homies get away first. Because my first thought was when Breezy and Woo started squaring up, people should have started scattering instead of trying to get footage. You can tell shots were about to fly. But yeah, whoever started shooting was crazy for that. People saying Shark did say they almost blew Woo down. Looks like he wasn't lying about this. Woo's homies could have killed him. People saying it sounded like a bullet sound effect from GoldenEye 007 at the 7-second mark. That is crazy. What in the Chiracology? This is crazy. This is the craziest crossover I've ever seen in my life. I'm not going to lie. Says that first shot sounded like it came from a mile away. What the F? It sounded like a sniper bullet. Said I saw a round zig by in the video. Sounded like it was at distance. People saying this is so hilarious because Breezy was basically giving dudes a rundown of where they at and stuff. And then Wu came up. He tells somebody, see, he Young Money. And then Shootout starts moments later. As a tour guide, you got to give him a 5-star rating. He gave him that authentic 600 versus 051 Hood Safari experience. Whoa. I don't condone these comments, but that is actually crazy. I'm going to read this comment again. It's so hilarious. Breezy was basically giving dudes a rundown of where they at and shit. And then as soon as Wu comes up, he tells somebody, see, he Young Money. And then a Shootout starts moments later. That's crazy. He's saying, bro, you put a thought of David Attenborough narrating in my head. See, he... I ain't even going to do it, bro. That's crazy. People weird. Breezy ain't come off as scared, but he's out of bounds in their hood, and he did hold his ground. People saying he's a dummy. Why are you in the ops hood shooting interviews, let alone in Chirac? He had triplets. They literally share the same park, or at least right in the middle is no man's land, meaning that zone is more deadly for both sides, but that is a huge ash park. So it was on the corner of Washington Park, from what I understand. Cameraman almost got hit. That shit zipped by. That is crazy. Okay, they're saying a dude on here just 2 days ago tried to say that this shooting got debunked. No debunking going on. I heard the shooting wasn't debunked, but hey ho, right? They're saying a hiss means it close, a snap means now they're shooting at us. What about a zipper toying like in the video? I don't even know what this is talking about. Bullet was inches away from the cameraman. Dang, I wonder what took them so long to release this part of the video, because it would have been police as F. They wanted stuff to calm down first. I mean, Wu is dead and Breezy's in jail right now. No one could be indicted and convicted from footage of random bullets flying into a crowd, though. People saying, what the F, bro? I told y'all shit got real. They're saying that was Wu warning. He was on borrowed time. He just didn't heed the warning signs. And that's the thing. He was talking about he changed his life. And really, he was still sounding like he was deep in it. It said the dude with Wu looked back 3 times before the shots went off, and the shots came from behind. They came in deep as hell on some snake stuff, and you could easily tell from their behavior. They approached him peacefully, pretending they wanted to talk, just to make sure Breezy wasn't paying attention so they could take him out. So it seems risky as hell to shoot from a distance while your homie is face to face with Breezy. It says, I mean, when you do stuff out of pure hatred, you completely lose any sense of danger, and those 051 guys are known to be wild as F, so they really didn't care at all. He was saying, I ain't gonna lie, if it really went down like that, that was some gangster stuff. Not that deep. Folks just seen their mans arguing with an op and let it blow. It was already known that there had been a shooting, but I thought it happened a few minutes after the initial argument cooled down, like when everyone moved away. But it was at the most heated moment of the argument. Wu and the other 051 members could easily have been hit by friendly fire. People saying the cameraman never dies. Sometimes they die. Be careful out there, cameraman. It says Wu was lucky that Breezy didn't just blow him down right there after them shots. Ooh. Knocked over something on my desk, sorry. People saying that bullet whizzed by. It sounded like a silenced pistol on GoldenEye 00764. That is, I might have to hear that again. I'm gonna hear that again. It really did sound like a gunshot of GoldenEye 64. This shit ain't a game though. This is not a game, right? I'm not making light of this situation, okay? Even though I'm sat here in my pajamas listening to shootouts in Chiracology, but this is just what it is. This is just what it is nowadays, okay? It's not my fault. I didn't make these circumstances, okay? But this is crazy. Now, what's interesting, okay, if we can take a walk down memory lane, we can see, hang on a minute. No way. So, right. So, this footage, this is 1 minute, 31 seconds, right? And the shootout basically happens at like 1:21, okay? You can see there. That's when the shootout happens. The cameraman ducks down, right? Now, what's interesting is 4 months ago, this was the original clip, but it cut off at 1:18, just before bullets started flying. It cuts off, right? And this was going viral. I remember this going viral, and I heard rumors at the time, people talking about it went overly left.
Hey, listen, did I disrespect you?
And it just ends. And people were basically saying this was a historical Chirac event. Historic events, Crump voice. They're saying, remember what I said? Remember what I said earlier? He Young Money. Breezy talking like he on National Geographic documentary. I need to hear that line again.
What that for, man? No, I remember when I explained it to you? He from right here. He Young Money.
Bro, I'm black, bro. You black.
Him doing his David Attenborough said, remember what I said to you earlier? He Young Money. Right here. Remember what I said earlier? He Young Money. That's crazy. On phone a mask like a tour guide. It's crazy. Remember at the beginning of the tour? So yeah, that's the inhabitants of this region. Like he don't do his share of dissing and can just overlook this encounter. That is crazy. All right. I mean, he was in their hood, so it made sense. He told dude where they was at. It's crazy, right? People saying fake scared. He held his own. Breezy ain't take an L in my opinion. Facts, he even advanced on Wu, closing the distance. He standing on it all 10 toes. Breezy is 6'5". Breezy is tall as hell, I ain't gonna lie. Folks can say what they want, but most MS will think twice before even swinging on him. The funny thing about this encounter is Wu posted an old photo of Breezy throwing up GD on his page weeks prior, and Breezy responded under his post, right? That what was going down. Saying Breezy ain't duck his thing, right? On God, he didn't. They made it look like he ran from Wu or something, but neither of them ducked it, right? Ah, boy. They're saying Breezy was on point. Breezy was on point. You see what was going on with that, okay? I'm sure it was a prop. But it says, Wu came up kind of disrespectful. Crazy how quick everyone was to bash Breezy without seeing more. Breezy was kind of on timing, 150 miles per hour type timing, man. Dudes was trying to clown Breezy, but he actually stood on business. Breezy stood his ground, but honestly, he was in violation, trying to show off for Grove and Young Money. They had the drop. They could have killed him if they wanted to. Wu was grown and handled it in a mature way. I don't really understand what's supposed to be happening here. 600 Breezy is showing off 051 territory to Grove Hero for a video. Then 051 Wu and 051 Twiller pulled up on some respectful shit and told them to dip. And 600 Breezy engaged in dialogue. The footage cuts off. I heard there was a shootout after this. This comment is 4 months ago. It's hard to make a judgment of who got bitched when we don't know what happened. Did he make him dip or did they get into a shootout? It says the guy said a shootout happened, and in Breezy No Jumper interview, he had a cast on his foot and said he didn't want to say what happened. It says, so not only did he duck his shit and stand on his 10, but he on their shit, addressing them, dissing on the net, and then had a bang out with them. So I remember when the video came out, without the full footage, and MFs was on Wu's D, making it seem like Breezo ran and was scared. I ain't seen no running. I mean, I feel like after the bullets started flying, everybody just got out the way. I feel like that's respectable. It's right. They're saying that's 051 Twiller with Wu. He looking like he didn't want no problems. But it says he made it very clear. You're all in our shit with cameras. If anything, Grove should have stood down. He chimed in the convo all wrong until they matched their energy and let them know this is our shit. Then it was, I'm from Memphis. He should have just sat back and let it unfold. He was the out-of-towner. That guy saying, you black, I'm black. Feel like he escalated it because Breezy know him and that dude don't. It says Twiller and Wu be laid back. Would have been one of the idiots from 051, who knows, okay? But when this all went down, there was reactions on Facebook, okay, to this encounter, even just the snippet of it when it first came out. People were saying they was loafing. They were saying, man, looked like he seen a ghost. He said he thought Melly came back. Obviously, that's Wu, that's Melly's brother. They're saying that he's looking like he saw a ghost when he saw Wu. I don't know about that. People were saying he thought he seen Melly. He did. The other half of him, which is brother, that's Melly's brother Wu, all right? People saying that's my brother Wu, Melly twin. 051 Young Money walked up on 600 Breezy and the interview ended early with gunshot emojis, all right? So this rumor that this was a shootout was going around 4 months ago, but the footage only just dropped very, very recently, all right? And everybody basically saying, get your brother, he's straight walking up on stuff. People saying, think about it, bullet holes. So people want to say, I'm the police, you bro, you doing the gunshot emojis, said like telling the whole story back 4 months ago, okay? 051 Young Money walked up on Breezy and the interview ended early. Whenever Wu got his eyebrow raised, you know he on some BS, right? Did he have his eyebrow raised up? Good little brow raised there. Yeah, I see that. Says, y'all talking about what he should have did. It's a whole camera rolling. Y'all use those, y'all talking about what you should have did. It's a whole camera rolling, y'all. So use those YNs crashing out then when a MF move how they supposed to. You think they're goofy. Let that a man would have got hurt. They was going to know exactly who to come for. Look how he creep up, though. That's funny as hell. Second time I've seen him not tuck his stuff. MF's supposed to beat shit down his leg. Nella Rose, come on. Anyway, look, we getting deep in it, right? People saying, how did Breezy take the L? He's still alive, and he kept his necklace. You hate dude for no reason. Breezy didn't take no L, but Wu walked right up and checked his energy, if you peeped it, and didn't do nothing afterwards. Well, and here you go. We don't know what happened after the cameras cut. Wu wasn't about to crash out, but if he made the move up off the block, he did his job. Grove Hero made a video and said they shot at him because Breezy said it was his shit. Not only did he get their ass together off the block, he hijacked the entire interview. Nobody in the interview goes viral without this encounter. People saying, didn't Breezy get shot? Breezy's whole body language and tone changed. Why are people acting like Breezy just some bitch or something? He looked Wu dead in his eyes while he was walking up. Breezy gets a lot of hate. MFs clown him for anything, all right? Breezy, I respect Breezy, man. I respect Breezy. I respect everybody involved. I'm a bitch. I would have ran. All right. I would have ran the hell out of there. The sand dude said he thought he seen Melly. All right. Like, huh? Why was this dude shark cheesing so hard, trying to hide that fright? Dude said, oh. Dude laughing is trying to hide fright. You be funny on this sub. Only God knows what would have happened if there were no cameras. These guys were lacking. Video didn't show much respect to Wu. It seemed like he ain't come on no overly tough shit and probably handled that situation like a man when they cut that shit out. That part out. It was a shootout when they cut that part out. Damn, on what? Where'd you get that info from? But it turned out to be true. What was he doing on their block like that anyway? Okay, but look, there's more rumors going around about Wu. Not just that he was shooting at people or getting into altercations, but there's a rumor going around that TP from THF almost killed Wu in 2015. This is going around now as well. There's a cavalcade of information coming out about Wu that's all brand new. Okay, it says TP apparently almost killed Wu back in 2015. It says ask Wu how them shells feel. That was going around back then. Caught Wu on that porch. You should have seen his face. It says now they're both gone. At least they live for another decade after this. These dudes be having brushes with death, then continue gangbanging. You can't get lucky every time they catch you. Now they're both gone. Life is crazy. Same year too. I don't think it was the same year. TP died in February. Oh, yeah. They're both in 2025, man. That's crazy. Right by his armpit. Definitely could have killed him. So they're saying that is actually the bullet hole where he ended up getting shot so close to hitting him in the chest and killing him, man. That's really sad. It got posted a few days before Wu got killed. I was actually going to post it and ask when he got shot, but I didn't want these people to try and call me a D-rider, so I used your post as an alley-oop. Appreciate it. It's really sad. That's why Melly in the live said, live with Zeus said, where's TP? And he's going to follow TP. Now, this is random as hell, but obviously, as I was talking about, you know, Wu being kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the streets. It's been going around. His LinkedIn page has been going around, and people are just really making it clear. They're saying Wu really was 1 foot in, 1 foot out of the streets. He was actually on LinkedIn. Okay, he'd gone to. I mean, I guess he'd gone to community college. He got his. He'd done like an accelerator program for solar fitting, engineering, and things like that. And now we're finding out he was shooting it out with 600 Breezy in them, and you know, people are suspecting him to have potentially. People have unconfirmed reports that he might have been one of the people involved in the THF Bayzoo murder. So it's actually crazy to think. People saying, this is the first flick I seen where he looks older. He always looked young as hell for his age. He got grey hairs and all. He looks professional. LinkedIn pic always going to look professional. He says, can't change where you come from, but he was definitely trying to better himself. But unfortunately, he lost too much to the streets and shared too much trauma with his community. Shit we eat you alive, just leaving. Even though you can. What is that last sentence he typed? Shit will eat you alive just leaving even though you can. He's saying that you can easily pack up and leave, but the guilt of leaving your people, that's survivor's guilt. And people saying, I hate the shit that happened to him for real. It says, me too, I read somewhere on Facebook, he had straight A's in high school. He definitely had potential to make it in life. It says he's proof that these dudes can do 100% better, but choose not to. People say, not going to lie, most of 051 comes from middle-class two-parent households, so yeah, for real, it's just how you choose to react to circumstances. So, dude, watch a lot of Zoo interviews and lives saying some stuff like that. And Zoo, you must have missed 051 African dude where he states, most of us grew up in good homes with our parents, we just chose the street life because things happened. I think I remember seeing that interview. It is what it is. But it's a lot of dudes that was in the streets with LinkedIn now. I've been peeping that stuff. Good for them, though. RIP, but damn, these dudes with LinkedIn and jacking some stuff on IG is hella funny. I mean, let's just get out there, man. People saying, in my opinion, it's his fault. He effed up badly. He had kids. He was taking care of his brother's kids too. He should have been a role model, not only in words, but in action. He should have completely left that lifestyle, stopped appearing in music videos, cut himself off entirely from that scene and the gang stuff, and focused on his children. Someone commented that it's not so easy to change your life. Those are just excuses. Look at the guys from STL from the old days who had bodies on them, who's not even that old, 30 plus. They don't even have Instagram anymore. They left the state and never came back, and they focus only on their kids because that's the most important thing in life if you're a father, not some gangbangers for your buddies. Plus, social media is like a drug. That constant attention, he was posting several times a day, constantly sharing photos that showed his location. People were filming him in the middle of a war. Right after he took part in a diss music video aimed at Zoo, he behaved like a total amateur, not general. It's a shame. That's the truth. RIP still, though. Okay? Saying bro was caught in the transitional phase of life. You can't do it overnight. That's the one thing I'll say. You can't do it overnight. All right? He's saying, gangster with a LinkedIn and a college pedigree. Things could have been so different for bro. Every day I look at this sub and the more I respect dudes who become estranged from their block and city, because what is the point? All this stuff you do, all the stuff do is take from you. Who can't hear must feel, I guess. Says, my daddy once told me when I was in juvie, you're going to one day want to have a family and change when you're in your 30s, and soon you stop and change your life. You still got to watch your back because that's when they're going to come. That's when they're going to come from all the shit you've done. So son, just stop it now before it's too late. Ain't know how true he was, man. Thanks, Pops, for keeping me out the street. R.I.P. Wu and my Pops. That's a good comment, man. I appreciate that. I've seen that shit too. After trying to look up an article of him getting killed, the switch up is crazy. I was finna say what he know about Lakeland. I'm from Lakeland, Florida, and we don't even got a community college named that. Apparently it's a college in Mattoon, Illinois. You can't have 1 foot in the street and 1 foot at the job trying to convince people you're some regular working man when he's 100% not. And as long as he has a face card with 051 Melly name attached to that, because he's a serial killer big brother, he's always going to be a target. These dudes kill people, and people go to funerals and be all emotional crying and shit, family and friends. But when you're a gangbanger and you're out in public, people can see you. These MFs all over YouTube and other platforms disrespecting dead people, and you never know whose family members got hurt by this over the years. That gang shit. People don't forget. We always remember, especially when tragedy strikes. Someone in that bar, a regular person called someone that came up there, or the person called someone that person called another person who got a connection to whoever person or gang set. He was always doomed no matter what because he chose to stay in Chicago. That dude Wu ain't changed, especially after 051 Driller last lap. THF Zoo diss song, Wu all up in the video, dancing and acting like a cheerleader. THF ain't thirsty. They did what those 051 boys would have done, which is slide on their ops. And remember, all of this is speculation. Nobody knows if THF really did this, just like we don't know if 051 are truly the ones who killed Zoo, or if it was Zay or Osama's ex-homies, Kuglo, Lil Sam, or that other guy, Zay's older brother. People saying, what is going on here? I feel like these comments are quite insightful, and I feel like I'm trying to be on a thing recently where I'm trying to let people know that like the streets ain't the way. We can enjoy the music, but the streets ain't the way. We can be interested in the stories, interested in the gangster lifestyle, the gangster history. I grew up watching Goodfellas and The Godfather. I'm interested in La Cosa Nostra. I'm interested in gangsters. I'm interested in people that operate outside the normal boundaries of society, but that doesn't mean that I condone that lifestyle. I think it's important to let people know that. You haven't got to go down this route. If you're growing up in these areas, this isn't something that you have to do. You can learn from this and you can make a change. People are saying it's dangerous having 1 foot out. When you're embedded in the streets, you know shit going to pop off, no lacking. When you start turning into a civilian, you start having relaxed habits. It says, but when he confronted 600 Breezy, didn't that mean he was still active? Or why would he do that? Some people are saying bro was trying to better his life. Leaving the city should have been part of him changing his life. His ops just wanted to make 051 hurt bad, and they didn't care who they would catch. I hate to burst bubbles, but this dude was also up in Draco's just last week and tweaking with Breezy. Diss videos and work don't mix. Unlimited points for his face card, and he kept doing interviews, and he was cracking trays. Should have left Chicago and relocated, but every known street dude thinks they're untouchable because they move a certain way. Dudes don't learn. Damn, he definitely had an interesting story. Wish he made it out for real. May he rest well. Spoken as a person who knew him personally, he was a good dude. He was just a product of where he came from, and unfortunately a big part of that. R.I.P. Wu, the kid. 1 foot in, 1 foot out never ends. What got him killed was being in Driller's new video, Diss Him. People saying, nah, what got him killed was his face card and his gang ties. Even if he wasn't in a Driller video, Wu was a high-ranking member and a face of one of the most notorious gangs in the Shy. Not to mention being tied to who his brother was. I just wish he would have moved smarter. R.I.P. to both of them, though. I can't lie. It must just be surreal. Like, being 051 Melly's brother, I mean, that's your life. But it's like, I've covered 051 Melly, all the bodies, you know, close to 10 murders that he's been connected to. A lot of people think that he was a serial killer. He could have been called a serial killer. I hear it. I hear it. But at the same time, you know, just because that's your brother doesn't necessarily mean that you have to go that route. But he decided to stick around. He decided to stay close to what was going on. And unfortunately, that did lead to his unfortunate demise. It would have been a shame. You know, it's a shame that he didn't manage to get out sooner, make that change that he was clearly trying to make. He was doing positive things. We see in the previous video that I covered about this, that he was doing giveaways in the community, and he was, you know, he'd been to an accelerator course. But hey, that's how it goes in the street. So anybody watching this, man, hopefully this can be a lesson to you, man. And like, you know, this isn't the way that it's got to go for you. So yeah, let me know what you guys thought of that, man. I'll be back with an update when I get some more information about this situation. Once we do have confirmed details about who was responsible, for this, for Bayzoo, for all of these things that have gone on, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated, because this is one of the biggest stories in the Chicago drill space, which I am obviously a big fan of as far as the music and the history and the people that are involved in this scene. Some of the most important people that built up one of the most relevant music scenes in gangster rap in history, especially in the last 10 years. So it's important that we just keep these stories alive, that we keep talking about them, we keep being honest about them and sharing both perspectives on both sides, okay? So it's no disrespect. Hope you guys found that useful, man. I'll catch you guys next video. I'm going to take a break now, and I'll be back hopefully tomorrow with more videos, and I'll be feeling better, because as you can see, I wasn't feeling well today. I'm recording in my pajamas, which is, I guess that's a pause, but I wanted to record some videos, and I felt I had the energy, but I didn't feel like getting dressed. So here's what it is. But I'll be back tomorrow in a fresh fit, and I appreciate you watching, gang. I'm out. Bye.